Hi everyone, I am Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. We are now at part 2 of 2020's top 15 indie tarot decks, independently produced tarot decks. Please check out part 1 if you want to see the first 5 that we've done. So now I'm going to cover 6 through 10 in this video, and then in part 3 we'll cover the remaining decks, because I find that breaking it up in these little bite-sizable bits is a lot easier for me in terms of editing and a lot easier for you in terms of watching. So let's get started. I won't rehash too much about my criteria of why I chose these decks, other than many of them had come into my collection this year. They may have not been created this year, but they came into my collection in 2020. Others are ones that I found that I had been using, or I have been appreciating often, and they have been, in my favorites videos, or they have been in my planner, and I frequently would see them month over month coming up. And so it was like, okay, this is one that I should discuss, because this is one that really resonates with me. And some are brand newly created this year and have just recently come into my collection. So we'll talk about those as well. I don't know if I have any. Oh, in this video, I do have one that was created this year. So let's dive in. Number 6 is the Afro Goddess Tarot Arcana's first edition. This one's signed too. Yes, look at that. And I want so bad the special edition one, and I'm trying to justify getting it, and I know I could totally justify getting it, I suppose. But I'm moving and downsizing and traveling abroad for a bit, so I can't really be doing that. So I need to just I need to just appreciate what I have. And I have, and that's been wonderful. I've been at a very happy space with my collection. And yeah, so here we go. It's the inside of the box. Gorgeous box. This deck is illustrated and written by Andrea Verdick. Take this deck. I've used it a few times in client readings. I'm going to use it more, I think, this coming time around. I really like it. I just want to use it, like, even on the channel more, like just figuring out ways I can just incorporate it, because it's gorgeous. Here are the matte gold gilding. Gorgeous. It's a larger size than I normally, choosing for adding to my collection. But you know what? The artwork is on display in these cards, and I allow for a little bit more girth in the card size. So we'll look at a few of these. Daughter of Wands. Oh, isn't this gorgeous? Ace of Pentacles. It's matte on the front and like that rich velvety matte, like fabric. And in the back, look at the back. Trying not to get a glare. There we go. Oh my God. Magician. The High Priestess. You see that? Five of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. God of Swords. Ooh. 7 of Swords. I don't know, like 7 of Swords has been coming up in a lot of like my client readings, not so much my readings, my personal readings, but it's been a common theme lately. I'm like, what is going on here? Anyways, yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. So here's the guidebook. So if you can get your hands on this deck, get your hands on this deck. It's quality. It's gorgeous. She just poured and oozed all of her beautiful creativity into this deck, and just beautiful, beautiful handling of the details. And I pre-ordered the deck, I believe, and it was an easy transaction. I'm just thrilled with this deck, honestly. I baby it, though. I'll be honest with you. I did use it in a few client readings, not in person. But I don't want to chip at all. Not that they would, but I just don't want nothing to happen to this deck. That's the thing about independently produced decks for me. Like, I get a little about using them from time to time. And I know I need to get over it. Some of them I do use for client readings, especially like my independently produced oracle decks. For sure I use them in those client readings. But for these are my collector babies. So yeah. All right. So now I'll put that over here. And we're going to talk about my next deck. I thought I had them all ready to go. I'm like, what's going on? I'm being blind. I'm like, I can't see the next deck. And I'm going in order because I want, when I make the list in the description, I want to make sure I stay to the order of the decks because I'm trying to stay efficient here. All right, the Lua Tarot by Lacey Bryant. I've talked about this. Actually, this came up in another top 10, top 20, or 2020 top 10 tarot deck video I did. And that may have included some mass market decks. This is just my top tarot decks, period. My independent decks, I should say. Here's the backs. Y'all have seen this a lot on my channel. Here's the Queen. I'm going to try to like shuffle and make sure I show you some different ones. Here's the Two of Wands. Hanged Man. World. Seven of Swords. Ace of Coins. Queen of Swords. Your traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. Three of Swords. Five of Swords. Five of Coins, I should say. Trying to see if there's anything else. Here's Temptation, traditionally the Devil. I am so in love with this Devil Temptation card. Yes. Okay. Alright. So this one comes with a little brown book, actually. And it's really good. It does have some in-depth meanings for all, well, let's see. For the majors, it has like a really detailed paragraph, and then some upright keywords and some reverse keywords. And then we have, like the minors will have association to one of the majors. Like, for example, it says the aces correspond to the magician and the major arcana and represent the spark of action coupled with a strong independent spirit and inventive ideas. And then they break it down by the different aces. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Coins. And then the spin goes into depth about the spark of action. And that's how the minors are broken up. It's by aces, twos, threes, etc. All right, so moving on. This is the gorgeous Lua Tarot. This is one that I do use in client readings often for my video, and sometimes, I think mostly my video readings, but yeah, may have used it once in a library. I don't know. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it quite a bit. And I use it for readings for myself too. Okay, now we will discuss this gorgeous beauty. This is the Lua Tarot. The Lua Tarot, sorry. And this one was created, I think it was starting to be born last year maybe, but it was in my hands, I think in October 2020. So to me, it was created this year. It was like born in 2020. And the deck is by Marie Bento. And it's amazing. Here's the backs. And here, let me show you the box. Here's the inside. See that? Okay. Here's the back. Here's that. I did an unboxing, so check it out if you want a full flip through. Here's the gorgeous thick guidebook. Here's the backs. Here's the hanged man or hanged one. I have few black and white decks, I'll be honest, and I'm a gal who really, really loves color in her decks. Just, give me color. But this one, I adore this deck so much. I adore the shuffling of it is just to die for. I'm so happy this deck is in my collection. This is the Eight of Swords. It feels so rich. I mean, you can hear me like as I'm sliding the cards off. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we shuffle that. 10 of Wands. Oh. Okay. I'm not going to keep going and showing this one off, but it is amazing. Check out the unboxing if you haven't already done so. Alright, that is the Lua Tarot. And yeah, new to the world this year, new to my collection this year. Okay, let me move you on to the side over here. We are moving on to these guys. I'll just bring you guys over here. So we have the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. Demons, phantoms, vampires, and werewolves is what the little catchphrase up there says. And there's a quote here by Edgar Allan Poe. It says, "Those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night." And that's from Eleonora. This says it was copyrighted in 2013, and the creators are Alex Yukalev and Karen Mahoney of Baba Studio. Here is the third edition of this deck. I don't have any of the other editions, but that's okay. I'm happy just to have this one, okay? I know there's some fortunate souls who have all the editions, and they are all special in their own right, but I am most in love with the third edition. Here's the little white book, but I also have, I'm glad I remember this, the compendium, is that how you call it? I can never pronounce that word. Karen Mahoney's The Bohemian Gothic Tarot book here. Because I was like, you know what? Oh, this is cool. If I'm going to go in, I'm going to go all in with this. So this is cool. This goes a little bit further than what the little white book gives you, but the little white book actually packs a punch. And let's just look at a few of the cards. Here's the backs. These are actually my favorite backs of all of the editions. And the only other edition I want badly is the mini edition. But I missed out. That's okay. Everything happens for a reason. And if it's meant for me to get it, I will. Here's the Nine of Wands. Amazing to shuffle. This is the deck that I mentioned in part 1 of this little series. So we've got this 3-part series that my oldest son likes me to read the tarot for him. He wants me to use the Bohemian Gothic tarot when I do his readings. And he will be in town next week. He lives in Atlanta. I live in Northern California. So he will be coming back for Christmas to spend some time with us. And I'm super happy about that. And I bet you as soon as he gets settled, he's going to expect a reading from me with this deck. 3 of Pentacles. I should have, well, he'll inherit it. He can inherit this deck if he loves it so much. But that child of mine, my oldest, actually loves tarot. And he's out of all 3 of my kids, he actually learned it and reads for his friends, reads the cards for his friends. And he loves me doing readings for him. And it's so funny because he actually is also an Aquarius like myself. And then my Gemini middle child, he likes me to do readings for him, but that's the extent of it. He's not interested in any more than that. And he likes bragging about the fact that his mom is into tarot to his friends. So his friends would ask for readings for me. And then my youngest is not interested at all, and I don't push her at all about it. That's the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. Okay. All right. The next one is a heavy one, and I'm going to be traveling with this bad boy. This is the Moonchild Tarot. She's heavy. She's heavy, this one. Super gorgeous box. Like, gorgeous. This is like decadence here, let me tell you. One of my viewers who watched, I forgot which video. It was another unboxing. We'll talk. I don't think it's in this video, but anyways, she said that looks like scrumptious. The deck looks scrumptious. And I'm like, yes, that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, I could just eat you. I feel the same about little babies. I'm like, I could just eat you. The Moonchild Tarot. I know that doesn't sound nice at all. My kids get upset. They're like, no. Because they know that I have this thing about like, I could just eat you. And sometimes I literally could just eat you. They're like, don't say that. People think you're crazy. Like, I'm okay with that. Here's the backs of the Moonchild. Now this is a deck. I have a couple of decks that I use for readings for my significant other, and this is one of them. Either if I'm doing readings just for myself about him, which is rare because I just live life. I don't necessarily do readings for myself just all the time. I don't really have time to because I'm so busy doing readings for other people, which is great. I'd rather it be that way because I like a little bit of element of surprise in life. I might ask about like, I'm purchasing a car. Give me the energy surrounding this car, how I'm going to feel about it 6 months from now. I might do something like that. But I'm not going to be asking necessarily about relationships. I might ask, how can I, be how can we have better communication or something? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyways, but if he has questions, which is rare, but sometimes he does, this is the deck I go to because early on when I did a deck interview, surprisingly enough, what came up is that this deck likes my husband. She likes my husband. And she only likes to really do readings either pertaining to him or readings for him. Here's the King of Wands. The Fool. This is one of the bonus cards, Shadow Work. Four of Wands. You know, some ladies, they want designer handbags. This lady right here, she wants designer cards. Like, that's what this lady wants. Five of Pentacles. Don't give me no fancy bag. Give me a fancy deck. Here's Justice. What can I say? These decks are insured, okay? I gotta make sure I keep my policy up when I make this move and transition. But the one thing we need to keep afloat is the policy that protects these decks, okay? I need to finally publish a video I recorded a long time ago that I need to actually publish. I recorded it, it's uploaded, I just need to publish it and share about insuring decks. It's nothing complicated. It's just something to consider if you do have an independently produced heavy collection, or if you have rare decks or out of print decks that are, you know, actually sought after. They may not be sought after several decades from now, or maybe they will be really sought after then. Nevertheless, they hold some sort of value, and there's policies that actually will protect your beautiful assets. You're also High Priestess, by the way. Let me show you the guidebook, and then we'll wrap this part. Okay. There's the guidebook. Thick and gorgeous. Now, this is a first edition. And this was hot off the presses, and it's missing a couple of the, I think it's like the King and Queen of the Pentacles. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. Yeah, the King and Queen Pentacles in this deck. But I'm like, I'll be all right. It's a quirk to this deck, and that's okay. The first edition doesn't have, I don't know what happened after that. I know people were able, I don't know how people remedied it. I was so busy and not really concerned, I guess, ultimately, that I didn't do anything about it, to be honest. And people were so kind. They gave me tips, and I keep meaning to go back to those videos to see what those tips were, just out of curiosity to see how people remedied the situation. But I haven't bothered, because again, I was just like, I'll take it as it is. It's a gorgeous deck. Sometimes these little quirks make the deck even more valuable many, many, many years from now. Who knows? Maybe it make it less value. I'll be long gone and probably won't care. Maybe my son and his offspring will care. Who knows? All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me for part 2. Please, please join me for part 3, which will be wrapping up 2020's top 15 independently produced tarot decks, at least in my opinion, of course. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of your top 2015 decks? And they don't have to necessarily be independently produced. They could be out of print. They could be rare. They could be mass market. I'm not picky. I want to hear from you. I want to hear if you have your own top 2020 top indie decks in your collection. You could put them in the comments below, or you could do a video response. I'll check it out. And yeah, so much love to all of you. And yeah, I will catch up with you all later. And don't forget, there's a part 3 to this series, and I'm going to record it right now. Bye.